What if I told you that just 6 small walnuts a day could change the way your brain thinks, your heart beats, and even how your body burns fat in only 7 days? Sounds too simple, right? We are trained to believe that real health transformations need expensive supplements, complicated diets, or extreme routines. But sometimes the most powerful medicine comes in the smallest, most natural form. And today that medicine is the humble walnut. Walnuts are not just snacks. They are brain-shaped for a reason. They are loaded with omega-3 fats, antioxidants, plant protein, and minerals that your body is literally starving for in modern diets. Yet most people eat them occasionally without realizing their real power. Now imagine this. You eat exactly 6 walnuts every day, no more, no less, for just 7 days. No gym changes, no other diet changes. Just this one small habit. What happens inside your body is not dramatic in the way you expect. You won't wake up with 6-pack abs or glowing skin overnight. But something deeper begins to shift. Your inflammation lowers. Your brain chemistry improves. Your digestion stabilizes. Your hunger hormones calm down. And your energy becomes smoother and more stable. This is not magic. This is biology. This is nutrition working in silence. Most videos will tell you walnuts are healthy. But today, I will show you what actually changes inside your body in 7 days when walnuts become a daily ritual. And trust me, it's not what you think. If you truly care about your health and want real, natural healing, stay till the end. This is Care and Cure Corner. The moment walnuts enter your system, your brain is one of the first organs to respond, and not in a dramatic way, but in a deeply intelligent one. The omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts begin nourishing your neurons, strengthening the protective layer around brain cells and improving how messages travel from one neuron to another. This is why mental clarity feels smoother rather than sudden. Thoughts start flowing more calmly, reactions become less impulsive, and your mind feels less crowded. Many people describe it as a quiet sharpening of awareness, like the fog slowly lifting instead of being pushed away. Your brain chemistry starts finding balance, supporting serotonin and dopamine production, which naturally stabilizes mood and emotional control. That's why stress feels lighter, anxiety becomes less gripping, and concentration lasts longer. It's not stimulation, it's nourishment. By the 2nd or 3rd day, your brain becomes more energy efficient. Walnuts support glucose regulation in the brain, meaning your mental energy doesn't spike and crash. Instead of sudden tiredness, you experience steady focus. Memory becomes slightly sharper, mental fatigue fades more slowly, and emotional reactions soften. This is the type of mental strength that protects against burnout, depression, and cognitive decline. It's not about becoming hyperactive, it's about becoming mentally resilient. Your brain begins functioning in a more protected, calm, and stable environment, which is exactly what long-term brain health requires. But here is the subtle warning most people miss. Your brain cannot remain healthy if your blood flow is unhealthy. No matter how strong your neurons are, they depend completely on oxygen and nutrients delivered through your blood vessels. If circulation is weak, if arteries are inflamed, if cholesterol is damaged, your brain slowly starves without you realizing it. This is why brain fog, memory loss, and even mood disorders are often not just neurological problems, but cardiovascular signals in disguise. A sharp mind needs a clean highway of blood flow. As walnuts strengthen your brain, they quietly start preparing your circulatory system to support it. Because mental clarity cannot survive without a strong heart and flexible blood vessels. The same nutrients that protect your neurons begin repairing the walls of your arteries, improving blood elasticity, and reducing harmful inflammation in your bloodstream. And this is where the real transformation begins to deepen. Because once your brain is nourished, your body naturally turns toward protecting the organ that keeps it alive, your heart. What starts as mental clarity soon becomes cardiovascular intelligence. The calm you feel in your mind is about to be matched by stability in your heartbeat. And when your heart begins responding to this change, the impact doesn't stay emotional or mental anymore. It becomes physical, powerful, and protective in ways most people never expect. As your heart begins to respond to the nourishment from walnuts, the change is not something you feel like a sudden heartbeat shift, but something your body recognizes as safety. The blood vessels start becoming more flexible, less irritated, and more open to smooth circulation. This matters because stiff or inflamed arteries force your heart to work harder, silently exhausting it over time. Walnuts help calm that internal tension. Their omega-3 fats reduce inflammation in the blood, while their antioxidants protect cholesterol from becoming dangerous. Instead of cholesterol sticking to artery walls and forming blockages, your body starts handling fats in a cleaner, smarter way. Blood flows more freely, oxygen delivery improves, and your heart finally gets the support it has been asking for without making noise. This is why heart health rarely announces itself with excitement. It shows itself through calm, stability, and endurance. By the third or fourth day, circulation becomes more efficient. Your hands and feet feel warmer, your energy feels smoother, and even light activity feels less tiring. This is because your blood is no longer fighting resistance inside your vessels. Walnuts quietly improve the elasticity of arteries, allowing them to expand and contract naturally with each heartbeat. Blood pressure starts stabilizing, not dropping dangerously, but balancing itself the way it was designed to. The heart becomes more economical, pumping smarter rather than harder. This reduces long-term risks of stroke, heart attacks, and silent cardiac damage that often builds for years without symptoms. But here's the gentle warning. A healthy heart alone cannot protect you if your blood sugar and fat storage are out of control. Many people focus on heart health but ignore how food affects metabolism, insulin response, and fat accumulation. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly, it damages blood vessels. When fat storage becomes aggressive, it burdens the heart. Even the strongest cardiovascular system cannot survive in a body where metabolism is confused. This is why heart disease, and metabolic disease are deeply connected. One cannot be fixed without respecting the other. Walnuts understand this connection beautifully. As they protect your arteries and calm your circulation, they also start influencing how your body processes energy. They teach your system how to use fat instead of fear it, how to control sugar instead of craving it, and how to feel satisfied instead of constantly hungry. The calmness in your heartbeat begins to mirror calmness in your appetite. Sudden cravings soften. Energy stops crashing. Your body becomes less reactive to food and more intelligent with it. And that is where the story deepens. Because once your heart is protected, your body shifts its focus to how it stores, burns, and balances energy. This is the point where prevention turns into transformation. The stability in your circulation is about to turn into control over your metabolism. And if this balance is disturbed, even the healthiest heart can slowly fall back into danger. What happens next decides whether your body becomes a fat-storing machine or a fat-burning system. And that shift is closer than most people realize. As your metabolism begins to respond to walnuts, the change feels like calm rather than control. Your body stops fighting food and starts understanding it. The healthy fats in walnuts teach your system how to burn energy efficiently instead of storing it in panic. This is why cravings slowly soften and hunger becomes more reasonable. You no longer feel the urgent need to snack every few hours because your blood sugar is staying stable. Walnuts slow down glucose absorption, preventing sudden spikes and crashes that make you tired, irritable, and desperate for sugar. Your energy becomes smoother, lasting longer without dramatic highs or exhausting lows. This is metabolic intelligence. When your body stops reacting emotionally to food and starts responding biologically, by the fourth or fifth day, your relationship with appetite subtly changes. You feel satisfied with smaller portions, not because you are forcing discipline, but because your body finally trusts that nourishment is coming. Walnuts contain protein and fiber along with fat, creating a powerful trio that sends fullness signals to your brain. Leptin and insulin, two critical hormones for hunger and fat storage, start communicating more clearly. This means less fat accumulation around the belly, less emotional eating, and fewer energy crashes. Your body begins to burn stored fat gently instead of holding onto it defensively. This is why people who eat walnuts regularly often notice weight stability without strict dieting. But here is the quiet truth most people don't realize. Metabolism is not just about burning calories. It is about how well your body absorbs and uses nutrients. You can eat the healthiest food in the world, but if your digestion is weak, your metabolism will always struggle. Poor absorption means poor energy, poor immunity, and poor fat control. This is why many people feel tired even after eating well. Their body is not broken. Their digestive system is undernourished and unsupported. As walnuts balance your metabolism, they naturally start influencing digestion. Their fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which play a huge role in regulating weight, hormones, and inflammation. Your stomach becomes calmer, bloating reduces, and ion feels lighter. This is not coincidence. Your metabolism and your gut are partners. One cannot thrive without the other. When your metabolism stabilizes, your gut environment becomes ready for healing. But there's a gentle warning hidden here. If your gut bacteria are damaged, even the best metabolic support can fail. Antibiotics, stress, processed foods, and lack of fiber weaken your microbiome. And once your gut loses balance, cravings return, inflammation rises, and fat storage becomes aggressive again. The progress you made can quietly slip away if digestion is ignored. That is why the next shift is critical. Your body is now ready to rebuild its internal ecosystem. The energy you feel, the appetite control you notice, and the calm metabolism you are experiencing are all preparing your system for something deeper. Because once your digestion becomes healthy, your immunity strengthens, your mood stabilizes, and your entire body begins to heal from the inside out. And if your gut is neglected, every improvement you gain so far becomes fragile. As your gut begins to respond to the daily presence of walnuts, your body enters a phase of internal rebuilding that most people never notice, yet it controls almost everything about their health. The fiber and polyphenols in walnuts act like food for your beneficial bacteria, allowing them to multiply and become stronger. When these good bacteria grow, they push out harmful microbes that cause bloating, inflammation, poor digestion, and weak immunity. Your stomach starts feeling lighter, digestion becomes smoother, and nutrient absorption improves. This is not just about comfort, this is about power. A healthy gut decides, well, your body uses vitamins, minerals, fats, and proteins. Without a strong gut, even the best diet fails. Walnuts help turn your digestive system from a passive tube into an active healing center. Within a few days, your gut bacteria begins sending better signals to your brain through the gut-brain connection. Mood improves, anxiety softens, and emotional stability increases. This is why people with healthier digestion often feel calmer without knowing why. Your immune system also becomes stronger because nearly 70% of it lives in your gut. As walnuts support microbial balance, your body becomes better at fighting infections, reducing allergies, and controlling inflammation. Digestion stops being just about food and becomes about defense, communication, and regulation. You are no longer just processing meals, you are building resilience. But here's the gentle warning most people ignore. If your gut remains inflamed or damaged, everything else you have improved becomes unstable. Your metabolism can slow again. Your heart can become vulnerable. Your brain can lose clarity. The gut is not an optional system, it is the control center. Stress, processed foods, lack of fiber, and poor sleep can undo this balance quickly. This is why many people experience cycles of health and relapse. They fix symptoms but ignore digestion. Walnuts begin repairing that foundation. But consistency is what protects it. As your gut becomes healthier, it creates a cleaner internal environment for your entire body. Toxins reduce, inflammation lowers, and your bloodstream becomes less hostile to your cells. This is crucial because your cells live in the environment your gut creates. If your gut is inflamed, your cells suffer. If your gut is calm, your cells thrive. The bacteria in your stomach decide whether your body lives in survival mode or repair mode. And this is where things quietly shift into something deeper. Once your gut stops creating internal chaos, your cells finally get the chance to protect themselves. The nutrients from walnuts are now absorbed more efficiently, reaching every tissue with greater strength. Your body moves from digestion to defense, from absorption to protection. Because what happens next is not about your stomach, your heart, or your brain anymore. It is about your cells, about how long they stay young, how well they resist damage, and how strongly they defend your future health. And if your gut is weak, your cells remain exposed. But if your gut is strong, your cells finally gain their shield. Once your cells begin receiving nutrients properly, a quiet transformation starts happening at the deepest level of your body. Every cell becomes stronger, more stable, and more capable of defending itself. Walnuts deliver powerful antioxidants, omega-3 fats, and polyphenols that act like a protective armor around your cellular structure. These nutrients neutralize free radicals, the unstable molecules that damage DNA, weaken tissues, and accelerate aging. Most people think aging begins on the surface, in wrinkles or fatigue, but it truly begins inside the cell. When your cells are constantly under attack, your body stays in survival mode. Walnuts help shift that state from survival to protection. Your cells begin repairing faster, holding their structure longer, and communicating more efficiently with each other. This is why an energy feels more stable, recovery becomes easier, and even your skin slowly looks healthier. You are not adding beauty, you are preserving life at its source. Inside each cell, the mitochondria, your energy factories, start working more efficiently. Better mitochondrial health means stronger organs, clearer thinking, and less chronic fatigue. You may not feel a sudden burst of power, but you will notice endurance. You don't crash as easily. You don't feel drained by small stress. This is what true strength feels like, quiet and reliable. Walnuts protect the integrity of your DNA, reducing the risk of mutation and disease development over time. This is one of the strongest forms of natural disease prevention available in food. Cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and neurodegenerative disorders all begin at the cellular level. When your cells are guarded, those threats lose their foundation. But here comes a subtle truth that cannot be ignored. Even the strongest cells cannot survive in a toxic environment. If your internal environment is inflamed, acidic, and stressed, cellular protection becomes harder to maintain. Imagine building a strong house in the middle of a fire. That's what your body tries to do when inflammation is high. Walnuts strengthen the walls, but the fire still needs to be controlled. As your cells become more resilient, your body naturally starts reducing the internal heat that damages them. This is not coincidence. Cellular protection and inflammation control are partners. When your cells feel safer, your immune system relaxes. It stops attacking unnecessarily. It stops creating tension inside your tissues. You may notice less joint stiffness, fewer body chest, and lighter fatigue. These are not random improvements. They are signals that your internal fire is beginning to calm. But here's the light warning. If inflammation remains unchecked, it slowly erodes cellular strength again. Stress, poor sleep, processed food, and dehydration can reopen the damage. Your cells will fight, but they cannot fight forever without support. That is why protection must turn into peace inside the body. And this is where the journey reaches its next phase. Because once your cells are shielded, your body finally gets permission to lower inflammation. Pain, stiffness, and weakness are not permanent conditions. They are symptoms of a system under attack. The protection is already in place. Now the fire must be quieted. And what happens when inflammation begins to drop is where real healing finally becomes visible. As inflammation begins to calm inside your body, the difference is not loud, but it is life-changing. Inflammation is the hidden fire behind pain, stiffness, fatigue, slow healing, and even emotional heaviness. When it stays high for too long, your body becomes tense, defensive, and exhausted. Walnuts help soften this fire naturally. Their omega-3 fats signal your immune system to stop overreacting. Instead of attacking healthy tissues, your body learns to respond only when truly necessary. This is why joints begin to feel lighter, muscles recover faster, and your body stops feeling like it is constantly carrying weight. The pain you thought was normal slowly starts feeling optional. Your nervous system also relaxes when inflammation drops. Stress hormones like cortisol stabilize, which means better sleep, calmer breathing, and a deeper sense of internal safety. Your body shifts from fight mode into repair mode. Healing speeds up. Energy becomes smoother. You are no longer spending your strength just surviving the day. You are rebuilding. This is where many people suddenly feel younger without understanding why. It's not age reversing, it's inflammation releasing its grip. But here is the quiet danger. Inflammation is stubborn. It doesn't disappear once and never return. It waits for stress, sugar, dehydration, poor sleep, and emotional overload to rise again. One careless habit can reopen the fire. This is why many people heal and then fall back. Not because their body failed, but because inflammation was invited back silently. Walnuts calm it, but your lifestyle decides whether it stays calm. As inflammation lowers, your immune system becomes more intelligent. It stops being aggressive and starts being precise. This means fewer allergies, fewer infections, and stronger recovery. Your body begins trusting itself again. And when trust returns, healing becomes natural rather than forced. But there is something even deeper happening now. When inflammation drops, your hormones stabilize, your blood sugar becomes smoother, your sleep becomes deeper, your emotions become lighter. Inflammation was never just physical, it was emotional, metabolic, and neurological too. When it calms, your entire system aligns. Still, there is a final truth that must be respected. Inflammation control is not the end of healing, it is the door to transformation. Once pain reduces, energy rises, and your system becomes calm, your body finally becomes capable of long-term regeneration. This is where real prevention begins. But if you stop here, you only manage symptoms. The real power lies in understanding what this calm allows your body to become. Because now, with inflammation lowered, your brain is clearer, your heart is safer, your metabolism is stable, your gut is stronger, and your cells are protected. This is not a temporary effect. This is a new internal environment. And what happens when your body finally lives in balance instead of survival? That is where the true payoff begins. So after 7 days, did walnuts transform your body into a superhero? No. And that's exactly why they are powerful. Real healing doesn't scream. It whispers. Real change doesn't shock you. It stabilizes you. By eating just 6 walnuts daily, you didn't chase results. You supported systems. Your brain became clearer. Your heart became safer. Your gut became stronger. Your metabolism became smarter. Your inflammation became quieter. Your cells became more protected. And that is the foundation of true health. Most people wait for disease before they respect nutrition. But you chose prevention, you chose intelligence, you chose patience. In a world obsessed with fast results, you chose sustainable change. Walnuts didn't fix you. They supported you. They reminded your body how to heal itself. That is the difference between medicine and nutrition. Medicine reacts. Nutrition prevents. If 6 walnuts in 7 days can do this much, imagine what consistent mindful eating can do in months. Your body is not broken. It is waiting for support. This is why food is not just fuel. Food is information. Food is communication. Food is medicine. And today you learned that healing doesn't need complexity. Sometimes it needs 6 small walnuts and 1 powerful decision. Welcome to a healthier version of you. This is Care and Cure Corner.